On May 2021, Vivica A. Fox appeared on DJ Vlad's channel, and she talked about a number of things on this particular episode. But in particular, we're going to focus in on one person, 50 Cent. And she shocked the world when she admitted this.
The main thing that what killed the relationship was that we just went way too public, way too fast. The love that I had for him, and still to this day, will always, like, he was the love of my life. I will admit that without any reservations.
So she admits that 50 Cent was the love of her life, but she also mentions this.
But the reason why the relationship ended was because we just went public way too fast, had way too many people in our business. And if I was to have a chance to do it over, it would be that we stayed private.
She says that the reason why they broke up was because of outside forces. They went public too fast. Now 50 Cent challenges this and says, well, it was the way that she was treating me. She treated me like a little boy. She wasn't respecting me. But again, Vivica A. Fox doesn't put any accountability on herself. She blames the outside forces.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Fast forward. Then last week, we got this.
Fired to chase after their dreams.
Don't date 50 Cent and don't date no damn rappers. Facts, yes. See, wait, just so you know, it took me years to be able to laugh about it. Right. I had to learn to laugh, not to cry no more. But I did it. Yes.
Woo! So, she says to her former self, if you're 17 years old, do not date 50 Cent and do not date rappers. This is important, right? Because this is almost in contradiction to what she said just 4 years earlier. But then TMZ was, around and caught her outside and then asked her about it.
So, of course, the internet's going crazy right now about the whole don't date rappers, don't date 50 Cent. Where did that come from?
I was asked a question that as a 17-year-old, what would I tell myself? So it's just a pre-warning for my young girls. Here you go, sweetheart.
Thank you so much.
Happy holidays. To be careful.
Yeah.
Let me give these. To watch who you date.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're free to date whoever you want. But, for myself, I would just be careful. Maybe not go public so fast and just have fun. Happy holidays.
Of course. Is there anyone you would give that particular advice to?
I said to all the girls.
Yes,
All the girls?
Yes, because we all dating each other nowadays. It don't make no difference what color. Actually, I was very proud of 50. Your response was fantastic, and I'll take the blue pill.
I love that.
Good.
Thank you, Miss
God
Fox.
bless
You're welcome, darlings.
You got it going on.
Right.
So she's trying to play it off, taking no accountability, saying, watch who you date, don't go public so fast, and just have fun. And this is very interesting to me because we've basically heard two different stories by the same person, which means that, something is pretty much wrong. This is not to say that 50 Cent didn't have problems, or this is not to say that she doesn't have problems. But it is interesting because it's a tale of two stories. You see, Vivica A. Fox is over 60 years old, and I'm 44, and many of you guys, are getting up there in age, especially those of you from, the 80s and 90s. And of course, there are some things in our life that happen that, we wish would have happened and it didn't happen for us, right? And sometimes when things don't happen in our life, it's easier to blame somebody else. Like let's take this for example.
Talked about one of your biggest regrets is you never had kids.
Yes.
Is that because of the work schedule?
Yes. And not finding the right guy. It's a combination of both.
Yeah.
And then when that ship sailed for me, then all of a sudden I got 6 godchildren.
So for an example, she was asked about one of her biggest regrets. She's asked here flat out, what is one of your biggest regrets? Not having kids. Now she said, the reason why, I work too much and not finding the right partner. The BET Awards took place June 24th, 2003 in Los Angeles. And that's when 50 Cent basically, showed his admiration for how nice she looked that night. Vivica A. Fox was 38 years old at that time. So before 50 Cent showed any interest in her, she was 38. And that is kind of the upper limit of childbearing years, which meant that at this age, Vivica A. Fox had decided that she would never have children. So then that regret has nothing to do with who? 50 Cent. He met you at age 38. Between the ages of 18 to 38, you, one, never cared about what men wanted. Number two, never tried to be a good partner to anybody. And number three, by the time you married the guy 6'9", he was broke and you was taking care of him. So again, that's a problem that Vivica A. Fox can't get around, which is you've already made your decision and that regret had nothing to do with 50 Cent. You have always been your own problem. Now, people have weighed in on this whole situation, but this was something that I did not think about.
In this space of delusion. So she says that, oh yeah, don't date rappers, ha ha ha. 50 Cent is more successful than he's ever been before, and she is 61 years old, single, and childless.
Damn.
This was actually a very, very good comment, and I hadn't thought about this until now. You see, when Vivica A. Fox is dissing 50 Cent, she's telling the world, don't date rappers, don't date 50 Cent. But here's the real issue. You're talking about 50 Cent back in 2003 or 2004, whenever you guys dated. The problem with that is 50 Cent grew and you didn't. Woo! You see, one thing I have noticed about certain women who are bitter, if you ever had a baby mama, ex-girlfriend, and the relationship ends, and hey, when it's over, they're still doing fairly well. You might be doing fairly well or not as well. But they want to be able to have the narrative that you were never the same without them, that they got better and you got worse. The one thing that's hard to explain is that a man actually diversifies and does better without you.
Damn.
This is why so many black men struggle right now with seeing their kids after their partners have moved on and failed, but you moved on and you've been successful. This is why there's so much hostility with a lot of women and black men, because a lot of the times when the relationships went over, the black man went out and found a wife or a new girlfriend, a new relationship, and the woman could have clearly ended the relationship. She wanted it and the man didn't want it. But you know what? He accepted it. She went on and moved on, and that relationship failed. And then the man went on, and then the relationship got better. And in his new relationship, the woman is prettier or more attractive. The man is even more productive with his new mate. So you start to see that the man has a brand new house. He has a bigger car. He has new children. He's engaged. And now the woman is sitting back with her child, and she's noticing that when the child goes to the father's house and they have a new home, but she's struggling in her little dusty ass apartment.
Got him!
Things are not the same. So then she starts being bitter against that father. Like, how dare you do well without me in your life? How dare you go out here and win without me while I'm miserable? How dare you? So then what you see is, a bitter attitude. And the man doesn't understand where this is coming from, because clearly you said you didn't want to be with me. You had opportunities, you had options. And yeah, you had opportunities for the time being until.
When I say a partner, I want someone that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's not intimidated by who and what I am.
Yeah.
That likes to travel.
Yeah.
Going to let me go shopping.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like you just spoke it into existence.
I hope so, girlfriend.
I feel like you just
so
spoke.
you got, and I'm taking applications.
Oh,
so if you got a friend.
Okay.
I'm good.
We'll be all.
And I don't discriminate. He can be. I'm not against different nationalities. Then you know that too.
Now you get to a certain age, you may not look as good as you used to. You may not be as pretty as you once were. And so now once this occurs, then it's a problem, okay? It's a real big problem for a lot of ladies, because they don't understand like what actually happened. I don't get it. I don't see it. And now It seems like the world is not interested in me anymore. People are not calling to see me as much. Guys are not trying to talk to me as much. But the guy that I let go 10 to 15 years ago, he's changed. He's not even doing the same thing. But me, I'm stuck doing the same thing. Like Vivica A. Fox was a pretty high star actress, especially in the Black Hollywood scene. 50 Cent owns the Black Hollywood scene now.
Woo!
He doesn't necessarily own it like Tyler Perry, but he can give Vivica A. Fox a job. Not only did he change as a man, he flipped into her industry and outdid her. And that's something that she can't understand because she was telling him how he was a little boy and that he needed to slow down and that, she knew more. Well, as it turned out, he knew more than what she did and she can't handle that. And so because his career is actually going better and he's doing better in her own industry, she has to be upset because how could she have let somebody like that go? And that man doesn't want to be with her. Of course, she wanted to put it out there and let him know that, you know what, I want to come back. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. But it's too late because, well, he's 50 and I'm not trying to be an ageist or anything, but I haven't seen 50 Cent date anybody that's 60 years old. So automatically that would show to me he's not interested in dating you right now.
He's right,
And well, you've already turned him off and he's already proven that you're wrong. You don't have any leverage with this man. And so you've lost. And I would just wish that so many women out there that's made a bad decision on a man, you let that guy go and he's gone somewhere else, just deal with it. I mean, we all watch sports and we all watch sports teams that miss draft picks. I mean, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. We've missed out on damn near everybody. We could have had Steph Curry. We missed out on him. We could have had Luka Doncic. We missed out on him. So you know what? We made those mistakes. Same thing with every football team. Every time we miss opportunities. What she's done is just miss an opportunity, and you don't want to blame yourself for why you missed opportunity. It's so easy to blame 50 Cent. It's so easy to blame the outside forces in your relationship and going public way too fast. But you know who you can't blame? You. You can't blame how you had a man that wanted to be with you and was sweet to you and you couldn't handle that. And now at 60, when your career aspirations are not what they want to be and you don't have the opportunities you did 20 years ago, now all of a sudden you got anger towards this guy. Why? Because he didn't want to put up with your shit?
Woo!
I noticed that certain women do have that particular attitude. Like, if you don't want to put up with what they want to give you, they really dislike that. They hate that. Like, how dare you not put up with mistreatment from them, as if you don't have anything better to do. Now, they will never put up with it from your ass, but somehow you are a bad person because you don't want to put up with their stuff. And they just don't know that men that have influence or have power have other opportunities. And certain women just dislike that. They hate that you have opportunities. But guess what? Stop dealing with guys who have money, who have influence, if you don't want to have that issue. What Vivica A. Fox should do is date the normal guy that wants to put up with her, which that probably doesn't exist anymore.
Woo!
And that means dealing with anybody. And she doesn't discriminate. Basically saying, listen, if the white guys want me, I'll deal with them too. Well, they don't want to deal with your ass either. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy Oshay Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. Subscribe to the bell. We out.